At last it is here, the roadmap update, the very first of the year, and it finally opens up the column of the next quarterly patch, Alpha 3.19. Let's talk about it in today's video. Hey guys, it's Erad, and today we are going to cover this year's first roadmap update, which reveals the first items that we'll be including in the update called Alpha 3.19, which we learned from the start will not really be Alpha 3.19, but an update based on the 3.18 code. And the reason for that is because the developers feel like 3.18 is going to require more time to stabilize, making Alpha 3.19 a de facto 3.18.2 patch. And yes, I'm saying 0.2 because Todd Pappy reconfirmed in a recent Star Citizen Live that there will be a 3.18.1 patch that will be released to optimize 3.18 and fix bugs along the way. Henceforth, 3.19 being just an intermediary patch, we should not be expecting a lot of features being added to its roadmap column, but I still believe that some interesting things might be coming up in the next roadmap updates, and this is something that we are going to talk about later on at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. That being said, let's jump into the 4 items that were revealed yesterday, and let's try to analyze what they could bring. First, we learned that the new Lorville is coming up along with Alpha 3.19. That is not a surprise, as we were informed that the Montreal team was working really fast and was somehow ahead of schedule. Now, that update is just going to concern the looks of the city and will not include building interiors, as well as their associated gameplay that is coming up later in the future patch. Still, in 3.19, we should be able to benefit from that update with better visuals, obviously, but also more freedom to fly around the city and possibly an urban racetrack that would make us zip around the buildings and through the arches of the city. Next will come the new player experience, which will be a 30-minute tutorial that will get new players to learn the ropes of Star Citizen and learn the basics such as finding their way around the city or flying a ship. Apparently, this new player experience will only be available at Area 18 and will take you to Baijani Point, which is the orbital station above ArcCorp. But I don't really see how players will get to access it if they don't want to start at Area 18 and they want to start at another landing zone. Ideally, this would be an Arena Commander feature that new player will be able to select again if they feel that they would need further guidance or to review perhaps some of the other features that they would have seen during their first time. And then we have 2 new missions that are going to be introduced with the patch. The first one is a mission that was discussed in a previous video here on the channel, and that is the salvage mission. Now, apparently the deal here is to take players to Lagrange points where they will be guided to areas that will have wrecks to salvage. But the catch is that players will have to pay a fee to get access to this information. As discussed before, there will be legal missions, probably within the Comore range of the rest stop stations where players will be protected by the UEE, illegal missions that would tell criminals where those legal missions are located, and unlawful missions which would then eventually take players to unmonitored space. At these locations, anything would go, and I am sure that there will be plenty of players with exploration vehicles who will take those missions for a possible quick buck, so be on the lookout over there if you decide to start a salvage operation in those parts. Finally, the last mission and the 4th item that was added to the Star Citizen 3.19 roadmap column is a mission that will take us again to the Ghost Hollow, which is a derelict reclaimer on Macrotech, and this time it won't be for some old school NPC smashing FPS mission, but for a PvP mission, which of course sounds very exciting and intriguing. Apparently, the mission is going to include some terminals that are going to include some lucrative opportunities for players to fight for. No further details were given, unfortunately, so it is safe to assume that we will find out more when in perhaps an upcoming episode of Inside Star Citizen. But my guess here is that they are going to use some of the game mechanisms that they've been introduced with the new Security Post Korea mission and take it to the ground, which would make a mini jump down out of this mission. I personally can't wait for the ground combat opportunities this mission will provide, and I am sure that we'll finally find some use for our tanks because the area will just be perfect for it. I'm really excited about this one. So, obviously, there won't be just 4 cars in the 3.19 column, so I wanted to take some time to try to predict what could possibly be added further down the line. And first, obviously, ships will be added because 3.19 will coincide with the Invictus launch week, and there will always a big sale associated with this event that includes straight to flyable ships and vehicles. And we know from the monthly report that quite a few of them are going to be ready for that period, so that's a safe guess. Now, how about the Argo SRV? Last time we heard from it, from a monthly report, it was almost ready, so surely it will be done by then. And with it will come ship-mounted tractor beams as well, and the possibility of associated gameplay like, for example, wreck towing or ship rescue. Perhaps missions will also come along, like for example, it will give SRV owners something to do, but I think that is perhaps wishful thinking. I mean, after all, Starfarer owners have not been given any non-player generated gameplay, so why would SRV players be treated differently? Last, I also think that it is safe to imagine that more Arena Commander content would come because they are going to have, for example, some enhanced persistent universe racetracks, and we are also going to see some combat areas like the Jericho Station scenario. So there we have it, guys. This is what is going to be happening here with 3.19, or at least that's what we are seeing here with the very first roadmap update and what we can assume from it. But what are your thoughts, guys? How would you like, what would you like to have in 3.19's column? What do you think is going to be happening over there? What would you think would be safe to assume, perhaps? Well, let us know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to be in for a chance to win a Centurion. Also, feel free to join our video sharing contest on Discord or help us on Patreon or via the YouTube Joe membership program that can get you guys to win another ship, and this one, it is a Freelancer Max. Thank you so much for watching as always. Thank you so much to Dr. Forbid, Zeo Crusher, and Wolf Pug. It's the Eradicator. I will see you guys later.